Sawubona. Sawubona. Sawubona is an African Zulu phrase that means, I see you. Why am I talking to you about an African Zulu phrase that means I see you? Quite simply because it saved my life. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, and when I was 14 years old, I had planned to go to an event in downtown New Orleans. Not the safest place for a 14-year-old. However, I was there with friends, and my plan was to leave the event at 10 o'clock and the buses were still running. The event went on longer than planned, and as I was socializing with people at the event, conversation came up, how are you going to get home? I said, I'm gonna take the bus. The person I was talking to said the buses stopped running at 10 o'clock. Any normal family member would pick up their 14-year-old from an event like this downtown. I don't come from a normal family. I was gonna have to walk home and not take the bus because there was no bus to take. There was a stranger in that room who saw the look on my face and saw the terror and saw how unhappy I was and how scared I was that I was gonna have to walk home. So she firmly put me in her car and drove me to my house, where she watched me negotiate with my mother to be let in. I didn't have a key, and I had to bang on the door several times in order for her to notice that I wasn't home. The next day, that stranger called me to check in and see if I was okay. She saw me. She saw that I had a need. She saw that someone else was not there to take care of me, so she filled that need. We all want to live a happy, healthy, long life. I think we can all agree that that's a reason that you would listen to a talk like this. I can talk to you about seeing other people, but only if you will listen. It's not just the phones that distract us. It's our own lives. It's the newspaper. It's that energy vampire that comes in and wants to take your time away from the human being that's in front of you. When people want to see you, they will see you. If they don't want to see you, they'll see their phone. They'll see their laptop. Ask yourself, when was the last time you were truly bored? No phone, no computer, nothing to distract you except for the person sitting next to you. When was the last time you were in a meeting and you weren't thinking about the business at hand that was coming your way? Do you know your coworkers? Do you know the people who sit next to you for most of the hours of the day? Do you know if they have dogs? Do you know if they have cats? Do you know if they have kids? Do you know if they have a surgery coming up? Do you know if they're having a falling out with their family? Have you taken the time to see the human being that's right in front of you? Ask yourself that question and think about it. There was a study done by Harvard University. Dr. Robert Waldinger talks about the fact that there's a 75-year study on how we live better, healthier, and happier lives. There are so many data points in this study. There are pages and pages. So 75 years, there's a lot of data to consider. The one point that I want you to hear is that all of the things that they've gathered, they've scanned brains, they've taken blood, they've interviewed the families, they've interviewed the people who are in the study. And the one takeaway that they have is that good relationships help us live longer lives. period. About a month ago, I was with my daughter in the airport, and we were coming down the jetway, and I realized that my phone was dying. Yes, I struggle with this too. I'm talking to you about phone use and how it disconnects us, and I still struggle with it. The thing that I try to remember is to be where I'm at when I'm there. So right now, you're sitting here. Are you thinking about something else? Are you listening to the sound of my voice? Are you concentrating on the words I'm saying? To take you back to the airport, I was on my way back home to Austin, Texas, and my phone was dying. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but without your phone, do you feel pretty naked? It's okay to admit it. I think we've all had that thought. Maybe we didn't say it out loud. How many times have you gone back home 10, 15, 20 miles to get that phone? Because you can't function if you don't have that appendage attached to you. So I was charging my phone because my appendage was not working. And I saw some people who were standing around the charging station. And I reached out my hand and I said, "Hi, I'm Jennifer." And the person I met was a gentleman named Otis. He works at the Smithsonian Museum, and out of this conversation, I have an open invitation for a backstage tour at the Smithsonian. What if the stakes were higher? What if, like me, someone seeing you meant that it saved their life? I told you the story about when I was 14. When I was 17, my mom kicked me out. Had nowhere to go. I didn't have a job. I was in school. And I had a place to go because of this person who saw me. This person who saw me when I was 14. This person who saw me when I was 17. This person who saw me when I was 21, 31, 41. There is no greater gift that we can give another person than our ability to see them. It's sometimes difficult. It's always worth it. If you find yourself struggling to find something to say or talk about, I'm going to give you 4 tips. The word is foil. Foil. You can talk about your family. You can talk about your occupation. You can talk about your interests. You can talk about your location. Sometimes it doesn't even take that. All you really have to do is look up and see the person who is right in front of you. Sawubona. Sawubona.